Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Neera Mehra from Swami Shraddhanand College, University of Delhi. Today I'll talk about an interesting aspect of genome organization in organisms from paper Molecular Genetics. You must be aware that all organisms, whether prokaryotic or eukaryotic, inherit nearly identical genomes from their parents. This is because of high fidelity of DNA replication and DNA repair mechanisms. But genomes are not static entities. They are altered by mutations and recombinations. Mutations are relatively rare, but recombinations are quite common. Genetic recombinations rearrange the DNA sequences, which makes the genome a dynamic structure. There are various types of recombinations that occur in organisms. I am sure you are familiar with the recombination of genes that arises when crossing over takes place between homologous chromosomes during meiosis. This type of homologous recombination results in the reassortment of genes between chromosome pairs, but does not change the position or arrangement of genes within the genome. Genomic rearrangements can occur when DNA elements move from one side to the other within the genome. But only specific DNA sequences have this ability to move from one location to another, and this process is called transposition. These mobile DNA elements were first discovered in maize by Barbara McClintock while she was investigating the genetic instability in color production in maize, about which you will study in detail in the next module. Since then, variety of mobile elements have been discovered in all life forms, from bacteria to humans and also their viruses. In fact, in many organisms, they account for a major component of genome. For example, in human, about 50% of genome, and in maize, about 80% of genome is constituted by such elements. However, the transposon component in different genomes is highly variable. They have also been named differently in different organisms. They are called controlling elements, jumping genes, mobile elements, insertion sequences, transposons, etc. Here we will use a widely accepted term, transposable elements, for all types of genetic elements that are capable of transposition. One important feature of all transposable elements is that they are able to insert more or less randomly at any location in the genome. They can insert within the gene, disrupting its function. They can insert within the regulatory sequences of a gene, altering its expression. They even promote DNA rearrangements, for example, deletions, duplications, and inversions. Therefore, they are considered as the naturally occurring mutagens in all organisms. These elements share a number of common features, but some of them have their own unique characteristics. Since the list of transposable elements is so exhaustive, it is not possible to even mention about all of them. In this course, we will study a few representative types from both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Here you will study about the various classes of transposable elements found in prokaryotes, how these elements can transport themselves to other location within the genome. That is, you will learn about the molecular mechanism of their transposition. You will also analyze the consequences of transposition, their role in genome evolution, and also the regulation of transposition for the successful existence of these elements. Mobile genetic elements in prokaryotes can be broadly grouped into two categories: insertion sequences and bacterial transposons. Insertion sequences are the simplest transposable elements found in prokaryotes. They were first detected in the Gall-operon of E. coli. Gall-operon is a cluster of 3 genes whose products are required for the metabolism of galactose. More than 50 insertion sequences have since been found in many other bacterial species. They are usually designated by the symbol IS. IS means insertion sequence, which is followed by an identifying number, for example, IS1, IS2, IS50, etc. IS elements are relatively short, consisting of fewer than 2500 base pairs and contain only those genes whose products are required for transposition. Although IS elements differ in DNA sequence, they have several features in common. For example, all IS elements encode an enzyme called transposase, which is required for the movement of IS element from one site to another. In addition, all IS elements begin and end with short identical or nearly identical sequences. These terminal sequences are always in inverted orientation with respect to each other. That's why they are also called as inverted repeats. These inverted repeats range in size from 9 to 40 base pairs. They play an important role in the transposition process because any mutation in these nucleotides render the transposon immobile. This figure shows the structure of smallest insertion sequence IS1. It is only 768 base pair in length, has 23 base pair inverted repeat sequences at the ends, and a gene for transposase enzyme. Characteristics of some other insertion sequences are given in this table. For example, size of IS50 is around 1.5 kb, having a 9 base pair inverted repeat sequence, and IS2 is about 1.3 kb long, having an inverted sequence of 41 base pair. Some insertion sequences are found only in one species of bacteria, whereas others may be present in several species. For example, IS1 was originally found in E. coli, but is also found in other bacterial genera, Shigella, Klebsiella, and Serratia. A single bacterial chromosome may contain several copies of different types of IS elements. For example, E. coli chromosome contains 6 to 10 copies of IS1, 5 copies of IS2, and several copies of other IS types. Insertion sequences are found not only in bacterial chromosomes, but they are also the constituents of plasmids and bacteriophages. They not only can jump from one location in chromosome to another, but also from chromosome to plasmid and phage, and vice versa. In this way, they can be transmitted from one cell to another through the transfer of plasmids or through bacteriophage infection. Second class of transposable elements in prokaryotes are simply referred as transposons. Bacterial transposons are more complex than IS elements and contain some additional genes whose products have no role in transposition process. These are designated by the symbol Tn followed by an identifying number. For example, Tn3, Tn9, Tn10, etc. There are two types of prokaryotic transposons: composite transposons and non-composite transposons. When two IS elements of the same type are inserted near each other, the region between them can be transposed by the joint action of flanking elements. The two closely lying IS elements and the bacterial DNA between them that transpose as a single unit is called composite transposon. The two terminal IS elements form the left and right arms of the composite transposon and are called ISL and ISR. ISL and ISR may be in the same or inverted orientation relative to each other. The DNA between them is called the central region, which is not required for movement and may carry additional information. For instance, they may contain antibiotic resistance genes. Since the insertion sequences have terminal inverted repeats, so the composite transposon also ends in inverted repeats. The transposase encoded by any one or both IS elements catalyzes the movement of entire composite transposon. Composite transposons thus may transpose as a single entity, or the individual insertion sequences may transpose on their own. This figure illustrates the structure of a composite transposon TN10. TN10 is 9,300 base pair long, having a central region of 6,500 base pair and contain a tetracycline resistance gene. This is flanked on both sides by IS10 insertion sequences of 1400 base pair each. Here, IS10L and IS10R are present in inverted orientation. IS10L, although very similar in sequence to IS10R, does not encode a functional transposase, and therefore it is incapable of transposing on its own. The transposition of IS10R singly and that of TN10 is catalyzed by the transposase encoded by IS10R. Characteristics of some other composite transposons are listed in this table. For example, the central region of TN5 has 3 antibiotic resistance genes, namely kanamycin, bleomycin, and streptomycin, and its terminal IS elements are IS50, which are present in inverted orientation. TN9, on the other hand, has IS1 elements, which are present in the same orientation, and it has a gene for chloramphenicol. The presence of nearly identical IS elements close to each other in a composite transposon provides scope for homologous recombination between the two elements. Depending on the orientation of terminal IS elements, composite transposons may undergo several types of rearrangements. If they are oriented in same direction, they may line up side by side and recombine to generate 2 circular molecules, each with 1 copy of insertion sequence. And if they are oriented in opposite direction, then recombination between the two generates an inversion. The pink region in this diagram is inverted. The other type of prokaryotic transposons are non-composite transposons. Bacterial transposons that do not terminate with IS elements are referred as non-composite transposons. They are very much like IS elements, but much larger in size and contain genes such as those for drug resistance, in addition to genes needed for transposition. However, they do have terminal inverted repeats that are required for transposition. An example of non-composite transposon is TN3 element. TN3 has simple inverted repeat of 38 base pair at its terminal ends and contains 3 genes in its central region. TNPA encodes the enzyme transposase and TNPR encodes the enzyme resolvase. Both these enzymes are needed for transposition of TN3. The third gene, BLA, encodes the enzyme beta-lactamase, which breaks down the antibiotic ampicillin and thereby confers resistance to antibiotic. Our discussion on prokaryotic transposons would be incomplete without mentioning about phage mu. Mu is a temperate bacteriophage that infects E. coli. Like other temperate phages, it can undergo lytic cycle or enter the lysogenic phase. It's also a large transposon. It uses transposition to insert its DNA into bacterial chromosome during the lysogenic phase, and also uses this process to amplify its DNA during the lytic phase. Even during the lysogenic phase, it does not remain quiescent, but transposes quite frequently to other sites in the bacterial chromosome, and this causes mutations. It is because of this ability to cause rampant mutations that it is named mu. Mu means mutator. Mu genome is approximately 40 kb linear piece of DNA which carries more than 35 genes, of which only 2 genes play a role in transposition. Now that you have studied about the various types of transposable elements, the next obvious question is how they transport themselves from one location in chromosome to other, or from plasmid to chromosome or chromosome to plasmid. All transposition reactions are catalyzed by the enzyme transposase, which makes staggered cut in target DNA. Transposase then joins the overhanging single-stranded ends of target DNA to the transposable element. This results in single-strand gaps at the target site. A DNA polymerase fills in the gap by using single-stranded overhang as a template, and DNA ligase seals the remaining nick. There are now 2 duplicate sequences, one on each side of the transposable element. These short, directly repeated sequences are called target site duplications. When transposase excises the element, these direct repeats are left behind. Target site duplication hence serves as footprints to identify the sites in the genome that have ever been occupied by transposable elements. There are 2 mechanisms of transposition: conservative and replicative. In conservative transposition, the transposable element is excised from its original site and inserted into a new site, leaving behind the direct repeats as footprints. In replicative transposition, the transposable element is duplicated first, and then copy of it is inserted at a new site, while the original copy remains at its site. Since there is no increase in the number of copies of elements during conservative transposition, this mechanism is also called as cut and paste transposition, because the element is physically cut out of one site and pasted into a new site. Most IS elements and composite transposons like TN5 and TN10 move through this mechanism. In this mechanism, both the excision of element and its subsequent integration at a target site is catalyzed single-handedly by transposase. The transposase enzyme usually consists of 2 or 4 subunits. These subunits specifically recognize and bind to the terminal inverted repeats at the end of transposon, bringing the 2 ends of transposon together to generate a stable protein DNA complex. Within this complex, the transposase subunits cut both strands of DNA at the end of inverted repeats and cleaves the transposable element from its original location. A complex of transposase and transposable element is called transpososome. The double-strand break at the original site is repaired by cell's repair mechanism so as to maintain the integrity of genome. Transpososome containing the excised transposon then attacks the target DNA and makes staggered cut at the target site. The free 3' hydroxyl ends of transposon are then covalently joined to 5' phosphate ends of target DNA. These resulting single-strand gaps at the target site are repaired by cellular DNA repair machinery, and this produces target site duplication. The formation of transpososome ensures not only that the two ends of element are cleaved simultaneously, but also that they are joined to the same target site together. In replicative transposition, a copy of transposable element is integrated at a new position in the genome, while the original element remains in its site. Since there is an increase in the number of copies of transposable elements, it is named replicative. This mechanism is also known as copy and paste transposition. TN3 and some other related non-composite transposons use this mechanism to move from TN3 and some other related non-composite transposons use this mechanism to move from one plasmid to another or from plasmid to chromosome and vice versa. Let us learn the transposition of TN3 between two plasmids. Of these two plasmids, only one carries a single copy of TN3, and the plasmid having a TN3 element is referred as donor plasmid, and the one which is going to acquire a copy of TN3 is referred as recipient plasmid. The first step in replicative transposition is the assembly of transposase subunits on the terminal inverted repeats of transposon DNA to generate a transpososome. Within the transpososome, transposase makes staggered single-strand cuts at the two ends of TN3. This cleavage liberates two 3' hydroxyl ends on the transposon. In contrast to cut and paste transposition, the transposon DNA is not excised from its original site. Transposase then makes staggered cut at the target sequence in recipient plasmid. The free 3' hydroxyl ends of transposon are then covalently joined to 5' phosphate ends of target DNA. This results in an intermediate structure in which 3' ends of transposon are covalently joined to the target sequence of recipient plasmid, whereas the 5' ends of transposon remain joined to the donor plasmid. The 3' hydroxyl end of cleaved target DNA now serves as a primer for DNA polymerase to fill the single-strand gap, and the remaining nick is sealed by DNA ligase. This replication generates two copies of the transposon, each flanked by short, direct target site duplications. As you see, this also results in fusion of donor and recipient plasmids into an intermediate structure called cointegrate. Cointegrate has a copy of transposon at each junction of donor and recipient. After the cointegrate has formed, the next step is resolution. This step is mediated by the enzyme resolvase, which is encoded by TNPR gene of TN3. Resolvase brings about homologous recombination between two copies of transposons in the cointegrate, and finally the two plasmids are separated. The donor plasmid retains its copy of transposon, while the recipient plasmid acquires a new copy of transposon flanked on both sides by target site duplications. Transposition, whether conservative or replicative, produce a variety of important effects in bacteria. These elements, when inserted within a gene or its regulatory sequence, cause mutation. When they are excised, the gene may revert to its formal function, or a new stable mutation may result when a footprint or a part of the element is left behind. Mutations caused by copy-paste transposons are, however, not reversible. Replicative transposition increases the number of copies of genes contained in the transposon. Not only does this increase the genome size, but these copies may mutate independently to produce distinct genes with related functions. These elements can also stimulate reorganization of genome by mobilization of non-transposon DNA, for example, in case of composite transposons. DNA between the two IS modules of a composite transposon often contains genes that can be readily transposed and repositioned in the genome. Although transposition as a process does not require homology between the donor and the target site, the presence of multiple copies of several types of transposable elements in genome provides the scope for homologous recombination. An example of this is the integration of F plasmid into E. coli chromosome. You must be knowing that F plasmid is an extrachromosomal, autonomously replicating genetic element that mediates conjugation between two bacteria. It has Tra genes. Tra means transfer. For the transfer of DNA during conjugation from donor bacterium to recipient bacterium, and also the genes required for its own replication. Besides, it has a variety of transposable elements. For example, E. coli F vector has 4 IS elements, 2 copies of IS3, 1 copy of IS2 and 1 copy of another insertion element called gamma delta. E. coli chromosome also has copies of these 3 types of insertion sequences at various positions. When the same type of IS elements are present both on F vector as well as on the E. coli chromosome, homologous recombination between them results in integration of F plasmid into bacterial chromosome. The Tra genes present on the integrated F plasmid then directs the transfer of chromosomal DNA from donor bacterium to recipient bacterium, resulting in horizontal gene transfer in a bacterial population. Besides mediating conjugation, transposable elements have played a significant role in spread of multi-drug resistance in bacterial populations. Many transposons contain antibiotic resistance genes. When they move from one plasmid to another, or from plasmid to chromosome and vice versa, the resistance genes are introduced into the target site. Plasmids carrying antibiotic resistance genes are referred as R plasmids. Multiple drug resistance R plasmids can arise from the accumulation of such transposons in a plasmid. Many R plasmids are also conjugative R plasmids. These plasmids have 2 components. One is called the resistant transfer factor or RTF that contains the genes for conjugative transfer, and the other is called R determinant that contains antibiotic resistance genes. These resistance genes are in fact the constituents of transposons that have been inserted into the conjugative R plasmid, either through transposition or through homologous recombination between transposons. This figure illustrates the evolution of multi-drug resistant conjugative R plasmids. Recombination between IS1 elements of a conjugative plasmid and a non-conjugative R plasmid produces a conjugative R plasmid with a gene for ampicillin resistance. Recombination between IS1 elements of a conjugative R plasmid having ampicillin resistance genes and a non-conjugative R plasmid with tetracycline resistant gene produces a conjugative R plasmid with genes for both ampicillin and tetracycline resistance. Conjugative R plasmids can be transferred rapidly between cells in a bacterial population, thereby spreading the drug resistance genes throughout the population. They can even be passed from one species to another or between quite dissimilar bacteria, for example, between a coccus and a bacillus. Once multiple drug resistance has evolved in a species, it can spread to other bacterial species with relative ease. This makes many antibiotics ineffective for treatment of bacterial diseases. The ubiquitous nature of transposable elements indicate that they have successfully established themselves in all genomes, despite the mutagenic effects they produce. Part of this success is due to the fact that transposition is regulated in such a manner that there is harmonious coexistence of both transposons and host DNA, because without host organism, transposons cannot exist. Transposition needs to be regulated because a high rate of transposition leads to a high rate of mutation. Regulation of transposition is all the more essential for those elements which move through a replicative transposition, because replicative transposition increases the number of copies of transposons and consequently would increase the rate of mutation. Cells have evolved varied mechanisms to regulate the frequency of transposition and the copy number of transposons. Since transposase enzyme is a key factor in mobilizing a transposable element, transposition can be regulated by limiting the production of transposase. In some cases, transcription of the transposase gene is regulated, but more frequently, translation of the transposase messenger RNA is controlled. For example, in case of TN3 element, product of TNPR gene is the enzyme resolvase, which performs two functions. One is the resolution of cointegrate, and the other is the repression of transposase synthesis. Repression occurs because resolvase binds to a site between TNPA gene and TNPR gene, thereby interfering with the transcription of both the genes. As a result, TN3 element tends to remain immobile, and this restricts its copy number in the cell. TN10 element, on the other hand, uses an antisense RNA to control the expression of transposase gene. Being a composite transposon, TN10 has two IS elements, IS10R and IS10L. Near the end of IS10R, there are two promoters. Transcription from promoter PIN produces transposase messenger RNA, whereas transcription from promoter Pout takes place in opposite direction, making a short antisense RNA. Both these RNAs have an overlapping region of 36 base pair at their 5' ends, and therefore they can form hydrogen bonding between these complementary regions. This pairing between transposase messenger RNA and antisense RNA prevents the binding of ribosomes to transposase messenger RNA, and this inhibits synthesis of transposase. Frequency of TN10 transposition therefore depends on the level of antisense RNA, which in turn is dependent on copies of TN10 elements. If there are more number of copies of TN10, the level of antisense RNA will be more, which in turn will restrict the production of transposase and thereby decreasing the transposition frequency. In contrast, if there are only 1 or 2 copies of TN10 elements, the level of antisense RNA will be low. Synthesis of transposase will be efficient, and this will increase the transposition. There are other regulatory mechanisms which do not affect the level of transposase. Rather, they directly inhibit the transposition process. One such example is the inhibition of TN5 transposition by a repressor. TN5 is a composite transposon. It has two IS modules, IS50L and IS50R. The transposase messenger RNA produced by IS50R element has two start codons. Translation from one start codon produces a complete transposase, whereas translation from other start codon produces a truncated transposase. Complete transposase catalyzes transposition, while the truncated transposase acts like a repressor and it prevents transposition. Because the truncated transposase is abundant in the cell, TN5 transposition tends to be repressed. So students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. We have learned that transposable elements are the DNA sequences that can move from one position in genome to another position. They are present in genomes of all organisms, constituting a large fraction of total DNA. All mobile elements in bacteria have two features in common. One, they have inverted repeat sequences at the ends, and second, they produce target site duplications during transposition. There are two categories of transposable elements in prokaryotes: insertion sequences, also known as IS elements, and bacterial transposons, also known as TN elements. Bacteriophage mu also functions like a transposon. IS elements are simple transposable elements that carry only the information needed for their own transposition. TN elements, on the other hand, are more complex, having genes in addition to those that are required for transposition. TN elements are further of two types: composite transposons and non-composite transposons. Two IS elements flanking a DNA segment that contains one or more genes, when transposed together as a single unit, then they constitute a composite transposon. Non-composite transposons do not contain IS elements but have one or more genes, for instance drug resistance genes, in addition to genes for transposition. Transposition may be either conservative or replicative. In conservative transposition, transposable element is excised and inserted at a new location in the genome. Whereas in replicative transposition, a copy of transposable element is integrated at a new site in the genome. Replicative transposition of TN3 and other non-composite transposons involve formation of an intermediate structure called co-integrate. That's why this type of transposition is also referred as co-integrate model of transposition. Transposable elements are the major cause of mutation and DNA rearrangements in the genomes. Insertion sequences mediate the integration of F plasmids into bacterial chromosome and thereby help in conjugative transfer of gene from one bacterium to another bacterium. Many replicative transposons contain drug resistance genes. The accumulation of such transposons through transposition in our plasmids and their conjugative transfer to non-resistant bacteria has resulted in spread of multiple drug resistance in bacterial kingdom. Bacteria regulate transposition either by controlling the amount of transposase produced or by directly inhibiting the transposition process. Transposable elements are ubiquitous, as you all know. They are present not only in bacteria but also in yeast, plants and animals. In the next module, you shall learn about the mobile elements in eukaryotes. Hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you.